So the other day, I'm texting with my good buddy, Mr. Mario, who runs the fantastic Mr. Mario 2011 channel here on YouTube. If you haven't checked him out, I would highly recommend you give his channel a watch. Anyway, we had the following discussion.
Yo, Rocker, have you checked out the new DualSense controller yet?
Yeah, dude, it's a great controller, and it feels great in the hands. I love the updates Sony made to it.
Oh, 100%. It's crazy, but the controller almost gives you a next-gen experience in and of itself. The haptic feedback and adaptive triggers are a game changer. This controller is money. It's money!
Dude, Mr. Mario, you're a genius. I gotta go.
Not sure what I said, but see you later, dude.
Let there be no doubt, the DualSense is indeed a money controller, and the idea of modding a DualSense to be made out of actual money as a concept, I just couldn't really pass up. So in this video, let's see if money can create modding happiness. When we're talking about US dollars, each one features a bust of a dead president. I wanted to carry this concept forward over to the controller and put a bust on the touchpad, but ultimately I wasn't sure who to feature. Wait a minute, how did this 10 get here? Get this thing out of here, just wait a minute. Whoa. Wait a minute.
What's your name, man? Alexander Hamilton.
Well, he's technically not a dead president, but I think this is the winner. Now, to do all this correctly, we're going to have to make some molds of all the parts of the controller. This will allow us to create custom cast parts, and we can integrate the money into those custom castings. So the first step we're going to do is take some of the silicone, mix it up, and pour it all over the touchpad, the faceplate, and the buttons. If you want to learn more about the molding and casting process, I'd recommend you check out the card in the upper right hand corner, as I've done a tutorial on it recently. Anyway, time to hit the montage mode while we get these molds all poured. Okay, with the molds all made up, it's time to talk about how we're going to execute the rest of this. If you've ever looked closely at US paper currency, you'll clearly see that it's referred to as a Federal Reserve note. Now, to be clear, as governmental as the Federal Reserve sound, it's actually a quasi-governmental institution, and among its responsibilities is it's in charge of money. Yes, they literally print money. That is their job. And trust me, that's a good job if you can get it. Anyway, fortunately for me, I live in Chicago and we happen to have a Federal Reserve Bank here in the city. A quick trip over there and you can buy a pack of what's called Fed Shreds. These are actual US dollars that have been taken out of circulation and shredded. So my goal here is to integrate these into the face buttons, D-pad, touchpad, and faceplate. Doing this type of integration into a casting can be a painful process, but hey, if we can pull it off, it's gonna look absolutely awesome. And the controller will literally be made out of money. So let's see if we can make it happen. As for the options, create, thumbstick caps, and home button, I wanted to mix it up a bit and go with a different color. I'm not sure why this quote came to my head, but, well, it made my decision for the secondary color.
Gold is money, everything else is credit. Testimony of J.P. Morgan before the Bank and Currency Committee of the House of Representatives in 1912.
Well, JP, gold it is. I think the combination of white, green, gold, and clear should look pretty great. So on that note, let's get these molds stuffed with some cold hard cash and resin, and let's see what we get. Okay, I've got mold stuffed with cash, and now it's time to put the resin in there. The resin we're going to be using today is this Alumilite clear resin. This has been my go-to resin for a while now, and you get great results with it. It's a great urethane resin that cures relatively quickly under pressure, and of course, as the name would imply, the parts are clear. If you're interested in trying this resin for yourself, I've gotten a discount code from the manufacturer. It's ROCKER10. Feel free to use that at your checkout for 10% off your order. As far as the clear resin goes, I plan to inject it into the stick cap bases, touchpad, D-pad, face buttons, and face plate. As for the rest of the buttons, including the home options, create, and triggers, I've mixed up some custom gold blend that should look pretty nice. As for the stick caps, those are going to get the gold treatment as well. However, we're going to use some of this urethane rubber, which should help retain that soft feel on our stick caps. Well, we've done a lot of work to get to this point, but now it's time for one of the most satisfying, which is cracking open these molds and figuring out how we did. And I think based on how these castings look, I think we're going to be in really good shape, because they look fantastic. With the fabrication out of the way, let's get this bad boy reassembled. Reassembly is pretty straightforward and there isn't much to note. The only thing that's worth pointing out is how to change the touchpad. The touchpad works off a capacitive touch sensor, and the PCB has some double-sided tape that adheres it to the touchpad. To easily remove this, I wedged a very thin pair of tweezers in between the PCB and the touchpad and just added some 99% isopropyl alcohol until the PCB separated itself from the touchpad. The best part is once the double-sided tape dries, it can easily be applied to the new touchpad. Anyway, let's see how this controller turned out and figure out if it's as money as I hope it is. Well, this controller turned out absolutely money, but it wasn't easy by any stretch. The faceplate gave me heaps of trouble and I had to remake it 5 times before I got it perfect. But in the end, it was worth it to fully realize the idea of merging into DualSense with money. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Mario 2011 for the help with this video. Please make sure you guys check out his channel, there'll be a link to it in the description below. And if you could, please give this video a like, and if you're not subscribed, make sure you do so for more cool projects such as this one. And also make sure you check out this video here at the end, because if you made it this far, I'm sure you're going to like that one too.